What's up, everyone? NJ Slot Guy here, doing these wonderful interviews from my incredible fireplace couch living room, aka I'm really outside in my yard. Joining me today, and I couldn't more of a pleasure to say this, is the one and only Slot Cracker. Ed, thank you very much for joining me. That's you.
Me. That's me.
That's you, man. What's
up?
It.
How are you? Good morning.
That means you're in. And now, Ed, I'm really happy that I took you on as one of my first interviews, because we are going to educate some people today on who you are and everything like that. Now, I'm not sure. Have you done interviews in the past with like others or like randoms like I have? Oh, no way. He was there. It's too good. It really is. It really is.
I got to keep you on your toes.
The comedy starts immediately.
I've been asked to do. I'm sorry. I've been asked to do a couple interviews, and I've always steered away from them. And honestly, I can't even tell you why. I'm not super self-promoting. I have a hard time talking about myself. But with you, you're an old friend, so I'm happy to sit here, have a conversation, and do an interview. So you should feel honored.
That's why I said my opening one. I didn't even know how to put the words together. You know, the pleasure here is all mine. You know, I always enjoy myself with you. Every one of our conversations we've had through the years. But first and foremost, you gotta stop. First and foremost,
I'm in my office.
First and foremost,
yes.
Why don't you get into who you are, okay, and how you started this, and how now people don't understand. Like, I watched you before I was a channel, which makes this very special to me, because even though we are friends and we become friends through this community, I am still a fan of yours. So I still enjoy your content. I still enjoy sitting back and watching you do your thing when I'm with you, you know, so keep that in mind here. And the thing is, being in the game as long as you've been, if you just kind of kept along like I have, you disappear and nobody knows who you are except your loyal fans and audience. We come up with those problems all the time. So that is why, you know, I want you to get started. You've been in this a long time, Ed. You know, you're, as far as I'm concerned, you are part of the original foundation of this. So please, you know, tell the people where you're from, what started this, all that fun stuff, and I'll stop talking.
Sure.
How about that?
Originally, I'm from the Northeast, right around the corner from you, Connecticut. Moved to Florida like 11 years ago, and roughly 9 years ago, give or take, I ran down to Hard Rock in Hollywood and filmed a couple videos of just slot bonuses and slot jackpots. I threw them up on the social media sites, and slowly but surely, it started off. First, a few people were like, "Oh, we want to see more. We want to hear your voice." Who wants to hear my voice? So I talked through a few of them. Then it picked up, and people said, "We want to see your face." And I could see my face, and I don't know. Just from 9 years ago, it grew to what it was. And I'm not huge. A lot of people have come along, including yourself, and done very well. If you're going by subscribers, you've done very well, and others have done great. But yes, there's a loyal base of people that are always there when you go into a live stream or whatever, and that's why I do it. For me, it's always been a hobby, just something I've done on the side. And as time goes on, by 2025, I keep saying, I keep giving dates, but different things make it push back. But I'm going to go into this more full time, not so much as a business. But I'm going to commit full-time into this, throw a big handful of money at it, and really turn it into something. And I look forward to the future. But definitely by 2025, I'm going to get this going. I'll have the time set aside and give it my all.
Ed, how long have you been doing this?
Give or take 9 years. I think my first official YouTube video on YouTube went up 8-9 years ago, something like that.
Isn't that crazy, man? You're closing on a decade?
Yeah. And sometimes you think I'm sleeping, like a month goes by and I don't put out any content, but I'm doing different things behind the scenes. I've incorporated. Slot Cracker is actually a corporation now. I have gone to the I went to the United States Patent and Trademark Company, and I got the name Slot Cracker taken care of so nobody could steal it, because as many good people as there are out there, there's a lot of not so good people that try to steal your ideas, your thoughts, your whatever. So I just wanted to make sure legally that I'm 100% whatever for when I take this serious in the future. Not that I don't take it serious now, but when I start throwing some funds at it and whatever, I want to make sure that I'm legally secure.
Would you recommend other channels doing the same exact thing?
It depends on the channel and it depends on the commitment. This is America and everybody is free to start throwing some videos up on whatever, but some people don't take it that serious and they're in it for a month or two and then they disappear. But if this is something you truly in your heart you enjoy and you know you're going to continue to do it through the years and you think there's a chance that it might turn into something, absolutely. You should secure yourself 100%. And whether it be incorporating, whether it be patenting, licensing, it's important because there's so many shaded characters out there.
That I can confirm, and trust me, I will absolutely touch base on that later, along our conversation here, just to stay focused because I don't, and I'm going to go off on tangents. I did it with Tim, and I thought that brought a lot of fun to it as well. He didn't know which way I was going with it. But when the opportunity arises, I definitely want to touch base on that. However, to stay on Slot Cracker and how long you've been doing this, how did you actually get into this? What was your story to, here it is, I'm Slot Cracker, I'm started, I'm official. How did all of that begin?
It's going to sound strange, but I threw the name up there, like Cracking Slots. I threw a couple videos up and it just kind of grew from there. Some people would say because I'm in the South, Cracker has a bad ring to it, but it's truly about cracking slots. It's not that I'm slot white guy. It's about cracking slots, cracking the big jackpot, whatever. So
it's funny, Ed, and as long as I've known you and have seen your wonderful face on the Wheel of Fortune wheel, which still to me, rings as one of the best logos in the game. That's what drew me to you, was that logo. I was like, this guy's hilarious. He has to be, because of that presentation alone. And sure enough, I'm sitting here friendly with you and interviewing you, let's say it's
Let me cut
how
you
long
off.
am I
People
in
don't know that about me. I have a personality that when you look at me, you think I'm a very whatever. And I've been in law enforcement. I've been in protective service. And I'm a serious person. But I also have a side, as you know from hanging out with me. I'm a jokester. I'll play jokes on you. I'll pick on you. So people don't know that about me. They take me a little too serious, and I'm not. I'm not a serious guy.
I can confirm that you are some of the most fun that I've had in the casino is you and your sister, your family, your entire family. So, you guys are, a great time in the casino. You've shown me a good time more than once. Again, another thing we will touch on. Now, because you just said that, you were in law enforcement or whatever, my next question to you was, is there a day job still? Was there a day job when you started this and you kind of like wandered off into the channel? Talk to me.
I'm going to call myself retired. I'm 51 years old, so technically I'm not retired until I guess 62 years old. But I may take this a little more serious and do it full time and consider this my full time job, the Slot Cracker thing. But yeah, government work, police work, law enforcement, all that stuff, it's behind me, and I'm done. I'm done working for anybody. Let's put it that way. So
I like that.
Working for yourself and being happy in what you do, and especially if this is my hobby and it actually becomes productive to financially, then you're never working if you enjoy what you're doing.
Absolutely, well said. And because of that, and it's the same exact story, not with law enforcement, obviously. I'm always on the other side of law enforcement. What's it like being a YouTuber? What is it like being a slot channel? What are the pros and cons of doing it? And now is where the fun begins.
Okay. Well, you and I have talked off camera, but this is for the people watching.
Of course.
So it's interesting. It's very interesting. By no means are we famous. I would never say, "Oh, we're famous" or "We have fans." I hate the word fans. I enjoy the word followers, subscribers, friends. It's a community. But it's very strange when you're in an elevator in a casino and somebody's staring at you and they're like, "I know you," and you have no idea who they are. But they watch you. They watch your content, and it's nice. It's humbling to so many people. And as you know, I've seen it happen to you numerous times. People walk up to you in the casino, and oh my goodness, it's humbling. It's like I'm Ed. I'm nobody, and
I'm just Ed, right?
It's amazing. It's amazing.
It is. It's a crazy feeling, and like I said, it became an addiction. It's an addiction. You know, it's a content addiction now, and now I feel like I have a service to my audience. Those people that are genuine, and guess what? This is funny too, Ed. When people come up to me and they recognize me wherever I am, it just happened at Fox 100 times when I was there. Most of them don't comment. Most of them aren't commenters. They're just subscribers, and they watch you, and they have this, you know, dying loyalty for you. But you wouldn't know it because they don't comment unless you run into them. And those are the people that I take so serious. And whenever I'm giving, you know, words of advice to other creators with the negative or the positive, I always say to them, think of it this way. Think about all the people that don't write anything. And because there were, you know, there's tons of people just watching. They don't want to do all this. We love you so much. They don't realize how much that actually means either. Like reading that stuff, man, will really get in your head, not negative wise. Me, and I'm sure it's the same with you because, you know, you're a ball breaker just like me. I love it. You know, that's how my friends and I sit around. We completely just tear each other apart, you know, because it's fun and we enjoy that, and we're nasty people. So I don't mind that when the bad comes in. And some of it is actually, you know, constructive criticism. Sometimes you have that loyal fan that's like, I watch you no matter what, but I really don't like this game. I appreciate that. That's good to know. Absolutely. That's good to know. I do this, you know, I was doing this for me at one point, but now I'm doing this just for you. And with that comes a, you know, the huge pros of it, of being recognized. And we break down that wall of celebrity status. We're not celebrities. I get it. But to these people, we are. And we're more of a celebrity to them because you can reach out and touch us. You can see us at your local casino, put your arm around me, take a picture. It's that easy. It's not security lined up. You don't have to come see me at some event in New York. You can literally go to your local casino and watch me gamble like a degenerate, have a drink with me, get to know me and hang out. And that's usually what happens anyway. We had this whole itinerary, right? Of going to, I got to film today. Yeah, right. We're, you know, 2 drinks in on Manhattan's, whatever. Hold on. Let's just go off topic here. The last time I was with you and your sister in Tampa, what were we drinking? We were drinking something specific, remember? Like I think it was bourbon.
Old fashioned?
Yeah, it might have been, but it was like a specific one. Like we were ordering a certain, like, I don't know which one it was, but just to make it make sense, like Crown Royal, you know, Manhattan. We were having something specific that night, and you know, our plan is let's have a drink or two and then we'll go back. Yep. Instead, it turns into salsa dancing and reggaeton. And right? That's real. That's a true story.
But it was a good time. We always have a good time.
It's right. I mean, that's always the end statement of it. Now, again, we'll get into that soon too. Yep. So we touched one pro. There's a ton of pros in this game. What's a big con? What's like the main con of it?
Boy, I wish you gave me a list of questions before we started this, so I didn't have to.
I know.
Cons.
The comedy behind it. That's nobody knows.
I don't want to. I don't want to talk negatively about other people, but some people really feel that this is a competition, and I guess it is if you take it serious. Con-wise, there are no cons. I'm doing it as a hobby, and I have a good time. I just wish people didn't take it so serious and think I'm a threat to them. Or I'm
that's
not.
wild.
32,000 subscribers. I'm one of the little guys.
What are we doing here? You could have 1.5 million subscribers. What does that mean? It's YouTube. It is not only YouTube now. There's 10 different platforms where you can be a content creator yourself. The competition portion of it is this, right? I play these machines at this denom. Then you come in and you do the exact same thing. Yes, you're going to take some of my audience, but why does it have to be that way? If I'm the number 1 channel and you're the number 2 channel, why does it have to be that way? Why can't we be? Let's meet up.
Yep.
And do this together. Let's bring our audiences together. There's people from, on your audience that don't know me, vice versa. They might not know you exist. If they like me, they'll probably like you. Why can't we, how many people are in the world? Is it 8 billion? What is there? Something like that. So where are we at? Until you have 8 billion subscribers and you're the only one getting views on these channels, let's not worry about competition when we are still, as crazy as it sounds, you've been in it almost a decade, we are still on the ground floor of this.
Yep.
why wouldn't we be working together so we can all get to that next level together? So I'm with you on that, and it makes me very upset. The competition look and the wanna you're a this and you're a that. It shouldn't be that way. You don't have to be friends with me.
It's like
That's
anything.
normal.
There's good people and there's bad people doing it.
Yeah,
And,
you're right. You're right.
Excuse my language, but there's a few heads out there, plain and simple. And then there's such good-hearted people that are just, they have a good time. They're about the fun. They're about the community.
That's it.
What it's about. And I've told you a million times. I've said it to anybody that watches me, that recognizes me here. I don't care if I have one or two people watching me in a live stream. I will still live stream because it's never been about the money. It may be shifting towards actually doing it where I can make a couple dollars, but it's never been about the money. Anybody that knows this, and you could testify to this, whatever you're making on YouTube, this is the worst YouTube niche to get into, the most expensive. I could have been knitting quilts, and that's fairly inexpensive. Buy some yarn, whatever. But to feed slot machines and my betting range, I would say, is average $10 to $25 is my comfortable range. Sometimes you dip a little higher, sometimes you play a little lower. But when you're recording, money goes fast, and you end up making 2 videos, and you've gone through $500. And the videos may not even be that good. There could have been no win in it. And people say they want to see that, but people want to see wins.
Yeah, agreed. Oh yeah, they do. And like I got when I got into this, the thing that boosted me so, into the stratosphere was the fact that I was sharing my losses. Like I wasn't editing my videos. And I didn't know what the hell I'm doing, just like I don't know what the hell I'm doing now. But like I'm looking, I'm like, I just went and I have 40 videos, and I'm looking at them going, I'm going to post 5 of these.
You're going back a few years, because back then people enjoyed the long forms. Something has happened with society where everything is now, you need a 30-second video. And if they don't get their fill in 30 seconds, they're on to the next one. So the attention spans of people have decreased tremendously.
Yeah, of course. And as we see as we see how these minds work in society, and you get to know the population a little bit more, you're kind of like, all right, well, this makes sense. You're not going to sit here and watch a 15-minute video of me, even if I was dancing around, naked. It doesn't matter. Well, you would, and I vice versa, right? Like, but that's our audience, right? That's our audience. They would watch that, but we're not picking up anybody new. You know what I mean? So because we're stuck in that mediocre of not trending. I can't post twice a day, once a day, daily anymore. I don't have the time, Ed, to go to the casino. And if I do, it's that once a month. I'm going to have to work so hard. I'm going to have to work 18 hours that day, just so I can post daily. The money portion of it, like, come on, we're going backwards here. My accountant doesn't even talk to me anymore, at this point. So, okay, yes. Now you see how we could go off and just start going absolutely crazy, and I love every minute of it.
Since we're here together in this forum, I'm going to take a second to go back a few years to let people know who NJ Slot Guy is. I was sick in bed with COVID, and there was a little slot tournament going on in Tampa, and he came down. You were representing East Coast, am I right?
Yeah, and then he couldn't make it because he ended up having COVID as well.
He was sick. And I will never forget you holding up my poker chip. My sister has video. There's video of it somewhere. And you said, you're doing this for me and whatever. You are a stand-up guy, and I will never forget that, and I appreciate that. And that made a big impact. My sister thinks the world of you. Friends, Ron and Brooke out there, they think the world of you. And that was already 4 years ago. But yeah, you're a good guy. You're a stand-up guy. And that's why I'm doing this with you.
I did not think you were going to bring that up, because for some reason I don't know why. Well, yeah, obviously I do know why, because of what I was staring at on a FaceTime. I don't know what happened. You know what it was, Ed? It was the whole COVID thing, right? That was going on. And it was, my wife was in the emergency room, pregnant, doing all this stuff, taking care of people. And, we were on the side of, what are we doing here? This isn't, this is just whatever, this is all political propaganda. We were on that side of, this is bullshit, whatever. Then I took that FaceTime with you, and that's when reality really hit me. Like this was a moment where this was one of the first things I was invited to as a creator. Like East Coast ended up getting sick, so he put me in charge. There was a lot at stake here. And, I was riding high, man. I was down there with 20 creators. We're drinking, we're smoking, we're toking, we're doing whatever, having the best time. and then to find out what was happening with you once I, that was the first time I met Ron too.
Yep,
And
yep,
Ron's got a good story that we won't tell about the first 20 minutes he was with me. We were not telling that one on camera. But then getting into that and just hearing about you and then taking the FaceTime and seeing how real it was, all I could do at that, I didn't care about anything in the world but you. And I said, F this. I said, I'm dedicating this entire thing to Ed. And sure enough, I ended up winning the damn thing too.
Yeah, I know.
Which made it that much more special. And it brought us together because you weren't there as a creator for me to hang out with. I knew you. I didn't know your family. I didn't really know Kim. I only knew people from your videos, and they all obviously seem like great people. And because you weren't there and you were sick and that whole thing happened and they rallied behind me, I ended up spending the entire time with them, getting to know your entire crew, and I consider them close friends now. Ron still texts me. Ron texts me when he's wearing my shirt in the middle of Vegas. You know how much that means to me? Because he's not doing that as a friend, because he was a fan of mine as well. So it's like a double thing there. It's like, man, you went all the way out to Vegas. Ron's a sharp looking cat too, always. Wherever he goes out, he's always dressed up to the nines. And he's sitting there wearing my, gotta love those cherries cotton t-shirt. You know what I mean? Like, how could I not be addicted to that as we go, as we go back to what we were saying? How could I not, want to do something like that? I really didn't know you were going to bring up that story because, like I said, it really gets me inside, man, because I just remember staring at you with those tubes coming out of your face, man, and just like struggling for dear life.
People don't know. There's the whole COVID thing. Hopefully it's mostly behind us now. I still have my feelings on it, and there's certain things they made us do that I wasn't fond of. But yeah, I was almost dead. I spent 3 weeks in intensive care, hooked up to tubes and IVs, and had pneumonia, blood clots, COVID, and damn near died a couple times. But I got through it, luckily, and it kind of gives you I've almost died many times from many other things, but it gives you a different perspective, and it makes you appreciate the small stuff. And one of those things is a group of friends hanging out in a casino, having a couple drinks, having a good time, taking chances. That's what life's about. Life is short. We got to enjoy ourselves.
You've made me take a whole new, outlook on certain things. And that was, like I said, the reality of it. And then you healing up and resting, and then like seeing you for the first time, whenever the hell that was after that. Like I remember the hug I gave you, what I meant. Every pull of that hug, that you were actually here in front of me, because there's a chance that you would have been. There's a chance that I might never have gotten to hug you, or that we're even doing this. All of that rings true, man. And you do enjoy it. I see you out there. You're not a miserable like me. You're always out enjoying yourself, man. Always, with the content, with your sister, whoever the hell you're with, you're always having a good time. You're always smiling. And I'm sure that had a hand in, making you look at life a little bit different.
It does. You could attest to this too, as far as the content creation goes. More times than not, you're going to see me playing slot machines without the camera on. Just blanking away, having fun playing slots. I truly love slots. Before this was a thing, I'm not doing it solely for the content, which is a mistake, because as a content creator, I should always have that camera going. But I have to start taking it more serious and turn that camera on more often.
Ed, what do you love about the slots? Like, what's your love about it? What draws you to it? Like, like you have fun, not the content creation. We're out of the content creation because now it's a different. What do you love about slots? I play them and I try to make myself revenue on it. Different, But what do you love about slot machines? Take the content creation out of it.
It's mindless entertainment. I used to play blackjack. I played poker. And it's enjoyable, the forms of gambling. And there's other things you do. I have many hobbies that are enjoyable. But nothing is better than running to a casino with whatever you're taking. Everybody's in a different financial position. But whatever you're taking, you go there. It's mindless entertainment. You crack open a beer. You start blinking away at the button. You get a win. You're watching the screen. Slot machines, where they've come from the old school machines that I used to love to the new ones. The bonuses, it's like it's not watching TV, but you're engaged. You're watching what's happening with these bonuses. It's excitement. And of course, you have a chance of winning. And after you've had a few good wins, 5,000, 8,000, 20,000, whatever, it's excitement. And that's part of it's an addiction too. You got to be careful. But if you stay within budget, the entertainment's unbelievable. And if you have other friends that do the same thing, and you all get together as a little community, or what, good times to be had for everybody.
And why do you think, like, our audience is different. They like us, but why do you think people watch watch slots?
I could say why I watch slots, and because I watch a few other creators too. Sometimes I'm watching for the ridiculous bets. When somebody's betting $2,500 a spin, that's something I'm not going to do. That's way out of my league. So it's fun to see what happens with a $2,500 spin. A few of the channels, some of the channels are dull, and some of them have great repertoire, great chemistry. There'll be a couple characters, and they like us picking on each other or whatever. It's just good chemistry, and it makes for good entertainment. And of course, just the basis of watching slots. Sometimes you see slots that you haven't played yet. Like my new one is this Dragon Train. And before I went out to Vegas a month ago, I hadn't played Dragon Train yet, but I saw a few people playing it. And it basically brought me up to speed on what the bonuses look like, how the game plays, different things. So there's a lot to it. There's a lot to watch there.
You got me addicted to that. The one with the triple mini, the triple minis, the triple majors. What is that? Remember they put them in?
Yeah,
what are those called?
Like Dollar Storm or something?
Like Dollar, yeah, something like that. They had just been put in the one day that we ran into each other, and you're like, oh, you got to see this. They just put these in here. Ever since that, I always wanted to play it. And then not that long ago, I hit like a triple mini on it, and it was the I think it was a $500 mini, I want to say.
Nice,
at the time. But whatever it was, it just drew me. And now, like, I can't walk past them, you know, in a casino without playing it at least once to twice, because you got me involved with that. So you see, like you said, you know, you find out about these new different things. I would have never thought the potential there. I would have walked past it, just treated it like every other lighting, but you stood there and explained it to me. That's what Tim does too. He's like, oh man, power 4 boo, you got to do. Tim's a lot more involved. And then once he says his third sentence, I lose him. But he knows like mechanics behind the damn thing. But that, like, you just explained it. Hey man, you should sell slot machines. Maybe you could be the slot seller.
I'll be a slot salesman.
Slot salesman. There
I'll start off with used slots. You can come to my used slots yard.
Yeah. Oh my God. I'll end up sitting there all day, probably just hanging out with you.
I know. We'll be playing them.
So, all right. So story time, because we're talking about how much we love the slot machines. Give me what's your biggest win? What is your biggest win of all time? Off or on camera, doesn't matter. Give me a story.
It was probably on camera. It was 25 or 26,000. I hit the Super Grand Jackpot at Tampa, Seminole Hard Rock, Tampa. I was live streaming it and got the Super Grand chance. And just in my head, I thought I was doing pretty good. It was a great live stream. I had a few other wins. And when I hit the button, it did its thing and it started spinning around. And I thought it was going to be 1,000, 2,000. And a different bell went off, and all of a sudden it said Super Grand Jackpot instead of a dollar amount. I looked up, and it was like $25,000 or $26,000. I was in shock. I spun the camera around on myself. Next thing you know, I had a whole audience behind me, and what a great feeling that was. They brought out 2 stacks of 10,000, 10,000, and then the other 5,000 or 6,000. And I had a knot like this. And sometimes we play slots. Sometimes we carry around a good chunk of money. But being in law enforcement and protective service and whatever, I have a pretty good background of being aware of my surroundings. And with a knot like this in my pocket, I'm like, oh boy. So I ended the live stream and I went for a walk. It turned into a great night, but that was one of the most exciting, biggest wins. Hit a lot of majors at different spots: Las Vegas, Tampa, a lot of the high limit majors for 5,000, 6,000, 7,000. What's your biggest win?
My biggest win was in January of this year for 52,000 on the Buffalo Cash, like whatever it was. And I can't explain to you that. So like when I had my biggest win, which was 25,000 on that 5 times paid to 755, there's no reaction from me, because that's something that I think like I walk by and it's on the machine, something that I would never hit. So when it dropped, I was like, oh, this is big. And like, I couldn't do the math because it was just off for me. Cause it was like, wait a minute. And then when I saw that number 20, now when I turned the camera off, I went ballistic. You know, that's what people didn't see. It's like, why are you so calm? It's like you didn't win anything. Those are the comments I get. Oh, it's like you didn't win anything. Oh, you must have lost that much. That's why you're not excited. No, it's shock, because think about the old school machine. It's the same thing that happened kind of with the Buffalo. It was just fall, fall, fall. That's 3 seconds, man. You're giving me no time to react to this. So with the Buffalo, usually those things are one at a time. It's dramatic, like capada. But this thing was going boom, boom, boom. It had 2 spaces left. It dropped it on next spin, dropped it on the next spin. I was like, you hear the waitress go react, you know, and I'm just like, I'm like, oh my God, you know, I can't believe this. And then 5-second delay. Holy shit! My best Sam Kinison express, you know, holy shit! You know, now I know to keep the camera on so that people can see my, you know, the genuine reaction, because that's what they want. But at first, you're like, oh boy, what is this? You know, like, and it's very hard to react to. But like you said, you had a crowd behind you, you were rallying. Like, I get more excited watching you play, because as an outsider, I'm watching it as, you know, an audience member, and I'm going, come on, Ed, come on, Ed, come on, Ed. I don't have that when I'm filming. I'm not going, come on, come on, come on. I'm more like, you know, let's focus here. Let's stay focused. Let's get let's get the best content we can.
The filming it takes away a little bit.
It does. It does.
I'm not going to say it ruins it. It doesn't ruin it, because I've captured some great stuff on camera and had a good time. But it does take away from the being fully engaged in the gambling and whatever aspect. But how else are you going to share it if you don't have a camera going? So.
Yeah, you're right. And now, like I said, you learn. And now that I know that, like, the people want to see it. So, like, if I hit a grand, I'm going to turn the camera around. I'm going to go crazy. I'll dance around. I'll play the fake guitar if it's that hard rock again. Like, now I know, you know, because that's what my people want. But that first initial boom, 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 you have 3 seconds to, like, I remember when the 1,000 credits lit up for me on the double top dollar. Like, I played double top dollar 2 billion times, and I've never even watched it and seen it happen, except like on YouTube or whatever. So it's like, when that happened, and it's not a dollar bet, you know, that was a $10 jammer. You know, I was like, I was like, oh my God, that's $10,000. You know, it wasn't. It wasn't all that. That all happens after the fact, when the camera stops and I can soak it in and go, yeah, you know, and do that whole shindig. So yeah, like you're saying, it doesn't take away from it. It's still just as special. But it's like if I go film my kid at his football game, I'm not enjoying it as much because I'm worried about the film, right? If I put the film down, I can go, yeah. Instead, I'm like, all right, yeah, let's go. You know, and I'm holding myself back a little bit.
You know what I found out? And tell me if this holds true for you too. But sometimes like that, I'll go back and watch my live stream, and it's like I'm reliving it, and then I actually get to feel it and experience it. Like, wow, that was a great win.
Yes, absolutely. I enjoy my videos a lot more when I'm editing them, especially the banter. If I'm with you, anybody that I'm with, because then I'm picking up on things that I forget. That I forgot, like a joke we told or whatever it is, and it catches me off guard. I start laughing, and I'm like, this is fantastic, you know, and because you're in the moment, you don't remember everything, you know, maybe at dinner, we're like, oh, remember when you said that one thing? Like, you know, you don't go over a whole hour or 2 live stream. It's impossible. You got to watch it again and to really enjoy it, just like your audience does. You know, they enjoy it. They're watching it, you know, to them, they're watching it as it happens. For you, this happened already, you know. Wait, that was a great way to put it. And I know at some point now, just looking at my computer and my activity monitor, that during this interview, you're going to watch me get up. The background's not going to change magically, and I'm going to have to go get a portable charger, because I thought that my equipment could handle a 1-hour interview, and of course it couldn't. But people had it a lot worse when I interviewed Tim, because I only had one mic, you know, the mic's that clip, and I'm going like this with Tim. So this is what we're used to, people. We're used to all the screw-ups and mess-ups. So you can laugh at me, make fun of me. That's why we're here, Ed. Say, look, what do you got for me today? What is that one? Oh, you were really prepared. You know, I know that you can't do those immediately, because I was trying to do it before. Excuse me. So you were prepared for this. You were prepared for this. The Jersey Shore one was great. What a lead. What a lead that was today. You know exactly what you're doing, my friend.
Well,
I don't care what anybody says.
The reason I did the Jersey Shore background, there we are. Let me get out of the way. Because most people with NJ Slot Guy, they think that you're from New Jersey, and they also think, but it's not. Your name is Nigel Jakowitz. They don't realize that. It's your initials.
Do you want to know? Do you want to know what it really? NJ. Tell everybody this. NJ stands for no judgment.
That works.
So here you go. Yeah, you see me moving all around.
But they think you're from New Jersey too, and truly, you're from Warwick, Rhode Island.
Yeah, I'm from. Damn it! You know, I wasn't prepared. I wasn't prepared for your comedy. God bless America. I was not prepared for your comedy. Now, with that big win that you just told me about, Tell me about it. Was that your best experience ever on or off camera? Like, just give me a night where your best experience, in the casino. Was it that biggest win because of all the people? Was it another live stream? Talk to me. Let me hear all about it.
That was probably one of the best experiences looking back on it. I was solo on that trip, and it was exciting. The next night, I had some friends that came out, and we had a good time. But that was a great night. It was memorable. But I've had other experiences too. I remember my 50th birthday. My sister came down, and we were just going crazy. I was doing a share the grand, which is where I load up like $5,000-$10,000 into a slot machine. And anybody that's registered on my website, they stand a chance to, if I win one of the high limit grands, they get a piece of it. So if 100 people are registered, I'll split it up with 100 people. So we were doing one of those, and I don't know, we just kept having wins. I won 5,000, another 5,000. I think at one point we had it up to over 20,000. And the shots were flowing. The waitresses there in Tampa. I keep talking about Tampa. It's my local casino. I have a great time out in Vegas too. I've got a lot of places in Vegas I love. I'm not partial to one place, but we just had. There's been a lot of great nights, and I can't. There's been great nights with my friends Ron and Brooke. There's been great nights with other creators. I've been doing this for a long time. Some of the early days with Diana Bonney. Old school days with Brian Christopher when he was new. Just memories. A lot of the old guys, Big Jackpot, everybody. And people love some, people don't love some. But we're all in this together for the most part. But I've had great times with everybody.
And that's exactly how it should be. And that was well said, because it's very hard to pick out, just one simple experience. Sorry about that. One simple experience, I can say it was that time. That was my first tournament I ever won. We were part of a team. I did take over for East Coast. You're in the hospital. That's absolutely one of the most memorable times. But guess what? The last time I was with you, like I said, that was a memorable time too. Back to the slot machines. How much you love them. Sorry.
About our own stuff.
What are your top 3 favorite slot games? What's your top 3? And you don't have to go in order 1, 2, 3. Just give me 3.
Right at the moment, and it changes, maybe monthly, it changes, but right at the moment, I'm loving Dragon Train.
Oh yeah, you said that. I'm gonna have to move. What a joke.
Dragon Link would probably be next. Any of the Dragon Links, the higher limit ones, and Dollar Storm, where I've had a couple good wins. A lot. There's one Dollar Storm machine again in Tampa, but I've won 3 high limit majors on the exact same machine, so that's one of my favorites. And it's funny because in the old days, before all this stuff was out there, Wheel of Fortune was one of my favorites, and now nobody even plays that anymore. It's a shame.
It really is a shame.
The new games, they're just so much more engaging, and they have the bonuses. And then there's games like All Aboard that are out there, and Firelink, where it'll drop something for you, and it shows that you're about to win $5,000, but you have to get 1 or 2 more, and it builds up to it. Those are a lot of fun too.
Is it because of the features that makes you like these games? By the way, before I go off on a different tangent, like what is it like? If they took that and put it into a different game, would you go play that game because of the way the features are, or are you stuck on? I like this because of this.
That's what's brought me to Dragon Train. Is it's got a similar feature, and I'm not saying they're copying or any of that, but Dragon Train has the same features as like Dragon Link and takes it to a different level with the I forget what the name of the thing is, with the round whatever, with the special Dragon Train where you get the extra bonus. It's the features, it's how engaging they are, it's the different effects, different screens.
Like I said, enough slot machines, but that was my last question. Why does my head look dented? Look at that.
You have a hole out of your
Look at that thing. Look at that. Look at that, man. Where's that? Ow, look at that.
That's impressive.
How about that? I got a nice little dent in my head. Look at that. There it is. How about that? All right. Don't make fun of my head. That's fine. All right. So what are your, I know it's Tampa. I know one of them is going to be Tampa. What are your three favorite land-based casinos across the world?
3 favorites right at the moment. Tampa, because it's local and it compares with any Vegas casino. In Vegas at the moment, I like Resorts World a lot. I've been putting in time there.
That was my follow-up question is, what are your 3 favorite Las Vegas casinos? Because there's obviously so many, that I wanted to put Vegas in kind of its own genre, but you could include one of them in here because it'll take one off of that list too. So Let's hear it. 3 land-based, and then give me your 3 land-based in Vegas.
My overall 3 land-based are Tampa, Hard Rock, and Tampa, Florida. I'm gonna say Circa, probably on Fremont Street. I love the layout of the place. I'm not a fan of sometimes what happens with the Fremont Street crowd. It's a different dynamic in there sometimes, but what a lovely casino. A friend of mine runs that one. Beautiful place. And Circa. Or I just said Circa. I'm sorry. Whatchamacallit? Oh my goodness, I'm drawing a Resorts World. I'll put those as my 3 favorites right at the moment. In general, as far as Las Vegas, I have to give you a different one because I've already said 2 out there. We'll say Cosmo. Cosmo has changed through the years. Cosmopolitan.
Yeah.
I love the layout. It's comfortable. The casino. It's inviting. They have different little nooks and crannies. But it's changed. About the time COVID came out and they had that short little shutdown in Vegas, something drastically changed, and now they've been taken over by MGM2, and love some of the MGM properties, but something has changed with Cosmo, and it's not what it used to be, but I still love it. I still love the layout and have great memories there.
Yeah, people are saying the same thing, and I'm on that train too, where I was going to Cosmo all the time. Last 2 years in Vegas, I haven't walked in the place. I really didn't have any kind of interest, and that kind of stinks because it was where, when I first went out to G2E, Cosmo was the place, man. Cosmo was one of the places newer, it was the place to be. There's always it's always entertainment. Something's going on. You could sit in the middle of the casino and people watch if you want, and you'll just absolutely kill. I can't get this dent out of my head no matter what I do, but that's okay. I got a dent in my head anyway, so what does it matter? Okay, so land base I covered. Now let's go. This is where we go like this, and we kind of go up. Have you ever played online slots?
Yes. I'm not going to give the names of the companies, but I probably 4 or 5 different companies I've done the online slots, and some of them have some actually really fun games.
And what's your opinion on the entire space?
My opinion on online slots: 1, if you're somebody that's truly into slot machines, it's a great way to play and engage right in your living room. There's 2 different sides to online slots. There's some that you play for fun, and there's some that you could actually bet on. And of course, the legalities, it's different wherever you are, whatever state you're in, whatever country you're in. The legalities are different, so you always have to check with your local laws. But you could play from the comfort of your own home and win a huge jackpot. And some of the games now are very similar, if not exactly the same, as the games you would play in the casino. So my opinion is I like actually being there, and I like the smell and the feel of a real casino.
Yeah, me too.
But
me too. Yeah.
For a secondary, there's no problem with playing in my living room. I enjoy it.
Yeah. What is wrong with that? And it seems that once you start going off the real money train and you go into the sweepstakes stuff, that's where people start going, why? It's a scam. And I am sick. I definitely want to hear what you want to say on this, but I'm going to give you my take. And I said this to Slot Hopper as well. I was like, Bitcoin was a scam too, right? Remember that? It's a scam. Bitcoin's this and that. I'm going to tell you something. I have cashed out real money. I've paid bills with Bitcoin. I've gone on casino trips because of Bitcoin, because of my pluses in the investment of it. So it's new. So people immediately go, it's a scam. It's new. Must be a scam. And I want to hear your take on that. You obviously don't think it's a scam, do you?
It's not a scam. First of all, as a viewer, you have the choice to turn me off and go over to NJ and watch NJ.
Exactly.
If I decide to actually do this, you have to understand. Sometimes we get sponsorships. Sometimes a casino will say, "Will you sponsor us?" And they'll say that I'm a sellout because I played an online slot game. It's not a sellout. I'm sorry, but it's. I'm not going to talk real numbers, but if somebody offers you $10,000 to do a 1-hour live stream, how many of you there are going to honestly say no? And for the people watching, it's not selling out. It's revenue, number one. And you have the choice to change the channel. I'm not forcing you to watch it. There's nobody physically forcing you to, I'm playing this and you have to sign up. No, absolutely not. I'm showing you my experience and I'm playing it, having a good time. And I tell you if I'm sponsored with it, I tell you I'm sponsored. And whatever. that's my take on it. I don't feel it's a sellout. I don't feel it's a scam. Like anything, I mean, you could say a real casino's a scam. Of course they are. The casinos are in business to make money for themselves, not to give money away to everybody. So there's a chance you're going to lose. And the same thing with the online casinos. You might win, you might lose, and there's percentages. So just use your head before going into anything.
And the audience of people will never understand what it's like to be a content creator and fight to get money or free play or whatever it is, because now there's a different dynamic here. Mm-hmm. If I'm a regular player, right, that's one thing. Regular player, free play, whatever it may be, you give me my natural whatever. Now I'm a creator. I bring a little bit more to the table for you. And how about this? How about not being compensated for that and getting zero? So with that being said, I feel like you would be stupid to not take a deal, because isn't that the point of this? Like,
absolutely.
Of course, there's people doing this for fun, like you said, and all this stuff. And I am too. This is absolutely fun. I'm trying to go to the top. Like,
and
I'm going to do that.
It's this simple. I would be a fool if I didn't take a deal. When somebody comes to me and says, "Hey, will you play this online slot? We're going to sponsor you, and we'll give you $10,000 to do 2 live streams an hour apiece." That is 2 hours worth of work for $10,000.
Yep.
And if I say no, then I'm stupid, because the next guy they're going to go to is obviously going to take it. So
yes, you will.
What kind of moron walks away from that? If you want to say, well, there's no sellout. It's an online casino game. I'm having fun. I'm playing it, and somebody wants to give me some money to play it. But everybody has their own opinions, and that's what's great about this world, is you're entitled to your own opinions.
Absolutely.
But
and you can go.
To sum it up, you can change the channel. And I don't do this all the time. 99% of the time, 99% of the time, you're in a real casino.
How many things you'll watch on TV? How about this? How about the reality TV shows, taking everybody by storm a decade ago, whatnot, where people actually thought that it was real? It's not. It's scripted. That's a scam, right? Wouldn't that be a scam? How come nobody's writing to E! Entertainment and VH1 and MT? Like, go do something. Like, seriously, go do something. Because I am doing the exact same thing. It's not like you took on a cooking deal and on Slot Cracker you're sitting there making meals for
I'm playing slot machines.
You're literally doing what you got into the space to do from a different point of view. Hey guys, instead of driving all the way to Tampa, here I am in my backyard with a scotch, a whiskey, a fire pit, smoking cigarettes, making fun of myself, drinking a beer. I'm normal just like you. Don't you want to see that? That's the entertainment of it. Now, the scamming part, there's 100% scam websites out there that deal with, cryptocurrency, or they do shady stuff, or they're not legal. Absolutely. I know there is. That's a fact. So whichever tree, whoever's barking up, go bark up those trees. Don't immediately look at the iGaming space and go, it's all a scam. Everybody that does it, that's it. You're all scammers. You're all, this, you're all that. That's not the case. These people who are going to eventually try to, do whatever, expose whatever it is, they're going to get whacked by these legal companies who aren't doing anything wrong. They're going to get absolutely hammered by them. I sat in on the SBC Summit, one of the top things that you can go to, in the space, especially in the iGaming space, to sit and listen to a 40-minute seminar on the legalities of sweepstakes gaming, and what they need to actually be legal. I poked around what most of the creators do. Pretty legal stuff. Yeah, there's probably a creator or two that, maybe went off, but pretty legal stuff. You're going to have a hard time trying to, start a fight with whoever it is you're trying to start a fight with, because it's legal, It's crazy. It's crazy, Ed. It's good to get your opinion on it, because I was never an online slots guy, and I only got into watching it and enjoying it through other creators doing it, and going, let me take a look at this. Like, oh, this isn't so bad. I don't have to make trips and plan this and book this and do. I could just walk outside.
There's a lot of companies out there, and I can't give names, but again, some of them, you're basically playing the same machine that you'd be playing in the casino. So why wouldn't you?
What does it matter? What does it matter?
Nobody's forcing you to put your money in or to deposit money. Nothing. You can play. The majority of these places, they have a free option where you can play for free. So
play, demo. Click the demo. If you're not comfortable with the real money, click the old demo button, spin some spins, and have some fun with it. If you really enjoy slot machines that much, there are too many options and too many variables, Ed. We don't even have to waste our time, on try to boosting sweepstakes. And trust me, I'm not trying to promote it in any sense of the way. I'm being educated. I was educated on it. I had no clue. I said the same thing 2 years ago when I started to see it. I'm like, scam. I'm not answering this email. Scam.
In the beginning,
I should have.
In the beginning, me too.
I should have got into it earlier, because who knows what kind of deals I would have wrapped up, at that point. And I wish I could have, and maybe I could have educated my audience on it too. Maybe I'm sending it to a really cool website where, this MGM connects to your MGM and you're getting double loyalty points by doing like that. Maybe that works out for you. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Let me run off base here, and probably going to face some backlash for this. But they're saying it's a scam because you're getting paid for
yes, that's all it is. That's all it's in. If you did it for free, it wouldn't be a scam.
Not giving any names, but I know for a fact there's a handful of YouTube slot channels that get paid by slot manufacturers to go air their new games. Big money. They get paid by casinos to go make an appearance and play slots in that casino.
Absolutely.
So are they scams? No. They're cashing in on, if you want to call
it must be a scam. No, it's the same logic. You can't change, if it's a scam, it's a scam, right? I'm getting money to play this iGaming space. You're calling that a scam. Okay. I'm getting money when I go to the Hard Rock Tampa. That must be a scam. I'm doing the same exact thing. So let's stay focused here. Don't just call it a scam. It's all a scam then. It should all be a scam. And what's funny, Ed, too, though, to touch on that, there are people out there that I see, they get a little upset when a content creator has a little bit too much free play because, I've seen
jealous, very jealous.
Oh, yeah, very, very jealous. What? Are you upset? If I said to you, Ed, I'm going to Bally's in Atlantic City right now, they're giving me, if I announce in our live stream, they're giving me $10,000 slot play to play. There will be people that sit there and go, this is fake. It ain't. So the iGaming space, we have covered that. We're almost at the end here, Ed. So I'll wrap up with a couple things. One of them being this. How do you feel about the current ban on smoking that's going on? Do you agree or do you disagree with it that it should be in the casino?
When you say current ban,
I know because they're trying hard here in Jersey at least to put like a
here's my feeling on that. And there's younger people and there's older people that go to casinos. Younger than me, older than me. I'm, again, 51 years old. And I grew up in a time where smoking was very normal. We smoked on airplanes. We smoked on trains. We smoked in the office. I smoked in high school. I was a smoker in my youth. There's been times I smoked, times I quit, and whatever. It's something people did and some people still do.
Absolutely.
I feel that gambling, alcohol, and smoking, nicotine, kind of go hand in hand. It was, whether it be a cigar, whether it be a cigarette. I also do feel for the people that are non-smokers, and some of the times even myself. I'll still occasionally have a smoke. But I feel bad for the people that don't smoke. So I think it should be somewhat fair. There's places, and I'm going to use Tampa again. There's places in Vegas, the same thing. But Tampa does a great job. They have a couple separate rooms for non-smokers and a couple rooms for smokers. And it's fair to everybody. Everybody gets a piece. What I don't like is the drive for the non-smokers that we have to make the entire casino non-smoking. No, that's excluding people, and that's not fair. There are still some people that enjoy a cigarette. And whether I'm smoking, whether I quit, it'd be nice to know if I wanted to, I could, to just go on an outright ban. That's not fair. And as far as saying, well, it's for the workers, you know the environment you're getting into before you get into it. I was in law enforcement. I knew that when I'm strapping on my bulletproof vest before I go get into my little patrol car or on my security detail or whatever I was doing at the time, I know there's an element of risk involved in the job that I signed on for. So I'm not going to go to work for a casino and not think that there's the potential for smoke being in the air or a drunk patron or I do feel they go. I'm going way off whatever here. But
no, Ed, go, man. That's the point. That's the point.
I don't feel they should ban it altogether, but I do feel it should be fair for both smokers and non-smokers. And if you're a big enough casino and you could do what Tampa did, that's great. You have some non-smoking and some smoking, and everybody's happy.
Okay, and I love your opinion on that. I'm very mixed on it because I'm a people person, and I'm sure if I plead to you, you will, because you are, Ed. You're a good-hearted person. So, like, this is how I think about it too. I'm not going to go sit down right next to somebody and light up, unless they are, because we all now see, 30 years down the road, the secondhand smoke. We used to smoke in cars with babies. Me being a kid, obviously, again, there was no seatbelts, car seats. People smoked in the car, like I'm saying. Obviously, we've changed with the times. We don't want to go by the 70 and 80-year-old thought process, do we? I definitely don't want to have the same thought process as my parents. We only got better as a whole. And yes, of course, the risk of secondhand smoke is bad. However, you're in a giant casino with ventilation. So me having a cigarette over here and you being all the way over there and complaining about it, I don't agree with you. You sitting down minding your own business, because as a slot player, you can agree to this too. That person may have a certain slot machine they love, and that's the only place it is. And I keep that in mind. I think about my father, something who's a non-smoker, and I think about him sitting down there playing it and how he would feel if somebody sat down right next to him and just started, all that stuff. And I'm like, okay, that I understand. I don't want to harm anybody over my vice. That's not your problem, so I will. However, let's do something like Tampa. Let's put non-smoking over here. Let's put smoking here. You want to ban it in the entire casino? You better give me a place to go. Don't make me go all the way outside, walk 50 feet down the street. That's ridiculous. I'm right outside. We're outside now in the open air. Let's not get too crazy about this. So I'm really mixed on it. Ed, do I think they should? I'm sure in the long run they will. It will be for the safety of everybody else. I don't mind it. Like Foxwoods, I don't mind taking the break and going upstairs, because that's where some of our best conversations happen, right, Ed? It's a break from gaming. It's a break from content creating. I don't mind walking upstairs, going up the stairs with you, hanging out in the room upstairs for 30 minutes while we chain smoke a couple, and then we go right back at it too. Because now we have private conversation too, which makes it even better. So I'm kind of trying to take the good with the bad. I'm both sides of it, trying to, but you understand what I'm saying when I said I think about my father. That's a certain machine he likes. It just happens to be in the smoking section. He's got to deal with that. That kind of sucks. That sucks to be in that situation. But we also can't look at it as a little situation. We have to look at it as a complete whole.
But in Las Vegas, if you have 100 casinos, then you should give 50 permits for smoking and 50 permits for non-smoking. And if you want to go that route.
There you go. And instead of going, I like this specific machine, go find that specific machine in the non-smoking casino. Let's have a locator for the people, right? Let's see where we can locate this machine and go down the list or whatever it is, and so on. So with that, what are some tips and secrets that you can share with us? Give me one tip as a slot player, as a content creator, to gamble responsibly. Give me a twist on it, like what you would say to somebody, as a word of advice before getting into this game.
It's entertainment. So whatever you're doing, it's a form of entertainment, and bring a certain amount of money with you that you're willing to lose. You have to look at it as entertainment. Whatever your numbers, I can't even spit out fictitious numbers because people will say, that's too much, that's too little. But let's just pretend 500 is your amount you can afford to lose. Take it and go have a good time. And when it's gone, don't go to the ATM. Stay within the limits. Don't go there expecting to win money, because more times than not, you're not going to win. For the rarities that you do, it makes for a great night. But that is your entertainment budget. If I'm going to meet you and we're going to drink a beer or two, and my budget happens to be $500, whatever, fictitious, that's my budget for the night. And we're going to have a great night, whether I win or whether I lose. And hello, dog. Yeah, people have dogs in casinos now, too.
You want to really get into that, Ed? I'm a dog lover. You can see it. I would.
So am I. I know.
I would love for this one to be sitting next to me, but I'm going to tell you something right now. Dogs should not be in the casino. You got a dog, you can't leave it alone. Stay home with the dog. That's it. I'm going to say it like that. I'm a huge dog lover. Anybody that wants to go, toe to toe with me, you don't stand a chance. I'll probably, save a dog. Never mind. I'm not going to say that. That's a bad one. But you get where I'm going with this. Leave your dog at home.
Unless it's a service dog, I don't feel that dogs are benefiting from being in a casino with people potentially kicking it, with and I'm sorry, they are animals. I love dogs too. I've had many dogs through my life. But your dog is potentially going to urinate somewhere. It's going to do something else somewhere. And
Yep,
I
see all the pictures on Facebook.
Groups
Oh yeah,
people, of the slot attendants having to pick up feces from somebody's dog because people are people, and some of them are not good, and they just leave it there and go walk away. So I unless it's a service animal, I don't feel it's good for the dog or for the other patrons to have dogs roaming around the casino. You could leave Boo-Foo at home and go have a good night.
Yeah, and guess what? If you can't, my dog has this. You stay home. I was gonna go a different way with that. You know it. Stay home, and guess what? Do some scammy online gambling, right? Do some scamming online gambling. Like that's it. That's what you got to do. You chose to get this dog. Whatever. That's for. Oh look, did you see that? I only have like one hand there or one finger. What happened? There it is. Look at that. All right. So in closing, this is the one and only slot cracker, no matter how you cut it, right? Because we made that make sense.
I appreciate that.
One and only slot cracker. And I want you to tell me what people, because some have not seen you, what are they going to see? What should they expect by coming to your channel, hitting that subscribe button? What can you promise these people if they head over there?
I have got probably 600-700 videos of playing slots and doing live streams from the past. But in the future, this is going to be a whole thing. There might come a point where I go to Vegas for 30 days and do a live stream every single night. I'm going to do more Share the Grants, where if you're an active watcher registered on my website and watching me play high-limit slots, if I win that $100,000 or $1 million grand jackpot, I'm going to share it with you. Not like some other people have said they are and they didn't, but I'm actually going to share it with you. You'll be registered. You'll have legal recourse to come back at me if I don't share it with you.
Literally,
things like that. I've got a lot of great plans for the future. I'm going to do this. I have my base of people that have been following me for years, and I'm so thankful for them. I'm going to do this no matter 10 people or 1,000 people watching. I don't care. It's about good times. I thank all of you that do watch me, and anybody that may click over to Slot Cracker now and check me out. I appreciate you going over there. And I appreciate you, NJ, for allowing me this opportunity to do an interview. I don't do interviews. I've turned them down. And this was fun. This was a good time.
Ed, thank you very much from the bottom of my heart, man. Thank you. And, after you just told that entire story that I'm not sure, who knew and who didn't when it came to the, you being bedridden, I couldn't be more thankful to have you here, talking to you. And when I see you in person and I give you a hug and everything becomes, real in that sense. It's very hard to not get emotional after seeing you, on the verge of death and not knowing if I'm ever going to see you again. And luckily I'm here with you. I'm able to hug you. I'm able to hang out with you. And I couldn't be more thankful for that, man. I really hope you know that, Ed.
I'm trying to hug here.
Yeah, I know. Virtual. It's all right. The next one will be the next one in Vegas will be just as good. We'll get that first. We'll get the hug.
I'll do a fist bump instead. Fist bump.
Where am I?
Thanks, brother. I appreciate you.
Mine disappears. Thank you, Ed. I really appreciate you, man. I can't wait to put this out. Can't wait for the people to see it. Go check out the Slot Cracker, guys. This is NJ Slot Guy signing off, doing this for SlotsFan.com. Please go check them out and check out the interviews that we have going on. They're really entertaining. Thank you as always, Ed. Take care, man. Stay safe.
Thanks, NJ. Take care.